Hey everybody, welcome back to Overland, Florida. I'm Kevin. ICECO reached out to me. They're a manufacturer of refrigerators, and they sent me the newest refrigerator in their lineup, and it's a pretty sweet refrigerator. And as you guys know, I've reviewed and owned probably about 4 or 5 refrigerators now, and this thing is top of the line, very well thought out, and I can tell you right now, it's probably going to be replacing my ARB refrigerator. Now I could stand here in front of the camera and just ramble on about refrigerators and stuff that you guys can just read on the internet or read through the owner's manual. I'm going to show off this refrigerator and let it speak for itself, but one of the coolest features that I found out about this refrigerator and why it's going to be at the top of the list for new models is going to be a simple fact where instead of having 2 latches on the side, this is just a one-hand operation right here to open the refrigerator. So if you have a lot of things in your hand, you're holding a flashlight when you're camping or something like that, this is something you can do really easily with just one hand. So you're just going to push in, lift up, but they didn't just stop right there. They thought well ahead on this, and on the other side, the back side of the refrigerator, there's another latch, and single-handedly you can do the exact same thing. So this refrigerator opens up not just this direction, also this direction, but again, they went the extra mile and they said, you know what, what's better than having it open up 2 ways is just having the lid removed by itself. So if you take both your hands, you push in both the latches, the whole lid just comes off. So no matter where you have this refrigerator mounted, whether you have it in the back of an SUV, the back of a truck, a camper, maybe just sitting around the campsite in a tent or something, or an apartment, or a hotel, motel, wherever you have this thing, you don't have to worry about which direction does the lid open. Is there enough clearance, like this one right here? Is there enough clearance to open up the refrigerator? Because with this option right here, it does not matter. As long as you can get your arm in there to get a drink, a box, a snack, something, you have plenty of room to take this lid off. So I thought that was really cool. And all the hardware, all these points right here are stainless steel, so you don't have to worry about getting too rough with it or anything. It's not gonna break, I can guarantee you that. Like I said, it's all stainless steel, and the whole outside of this thing is just really cool. It's really rugged. It is definitely designed for someone to just throw it in the bed of a pickup truck, go off-roading, hit some trails, and they even went another step further and they offered replacement parts. So all these side panels and all this trim molding and everything is removable. They give you extra screws, they give you Allen wrench, and if you chip something, break something, which I think is going to be pretty tough unless you just have it loose in the bed of a truck and it's just rolling around, they offer and include replacement parts for the outside of this refrigerator, which is really cool. I wasn't expecting that when I opened up the box. So here on the business end of the refrigerator, on both ends, you have really nice grab handles right here, really strong. They automatically come up and there's a lock, so they don't come up and jab your fingers when you're trying to lift it out of the bed of a truck or the back of an SUV or something like that. Really strong, and you will have to use these as tie-down points, which I don't think you're going to have a problem with that. The only thing I can see is maybe if you have this unsecure in the bed of a truck and you're going over off-road courses and stuff like that, if this thing's just tumbling around, slide into the back, and you happen to break this, which I really don't think you're going to, this refrigerator seems to be really good quality. They do include an extra handle. So if you're out somewhere and you're like, oh man, I broke it, and you're trying to get on Amazon trying to find one to order, you don't have to, because they offer this included with the little corner trim pieces and stuff like that, which is really cool. I've never had that sent with a refrigerator that I've owned, but then again, this is probably the most rugged refrigerator that I've had sent to me, so definitely looking really good on this ICECO refrigerator. So here's the control panel on the side of the refrigerator. Sorry it's really reflective, but we're going to start right here in the middle with the red button. That's the power button. So you want to hold it in for a couple seconds and you should see all the lights come on and the LCD screen. We'll start on the left side. So here's the battery monitor. So this is automatic shut off. So if you're using your car battery and you want to be able to start your battery, the refrigerator will go down to whatever level you select, and when it gets to that level, it'll shut off power to the refrigerator. That way you still have power left for other accessories and starting your car. I happen to have this refrigerator running off a battery bank, so it doesn't really matter. So I'm gonna go all the way till the battery is completely dead. So I have it on the bottom sitting right here. But if you wanted to change them, all you're gonna do is just hold it in for a couple seconds and it'll switch between the 3. All right, up top here. Sorry, it's really hard to focus when it's so reflective, but as you can see right there, we have the temperature. Of course, I just plugged it in, so it's gonna cool down. It comes in Celsius and Fahrenheit in the display. Some refrigerators only show Celsius, so it's nice that you can switch between the two. If you do want to switch, you're going to hold in this button right here and the minus, and it's going to switch between the two. And of course, if you want to change the temperature, you're going to go up and you're going to go down. And this section right here is max cooling or eco mode. Right now I want it in max. Basically, you're going to want max when you first start the refrigerator to cool down faster, or if you go somewhere and you're adding a lot of food, a lot of drinks to the refrigerator, maybe you're going shopping or something like that, you want it on max cool. But once the refrigerator is at temperature, you're not adding anything to it, you're not opening it a whole bunch, you can always switch to eco mode and save on some power. So here at the bottom of the control panel, you have your power cords going in. This is for DC. You have one right here for AC. Then over here on the side, you have two USB power ports. So you can even charge your cameras, charge your GoPros, charge your phones, or maybe run some little lights off the USB port, which is pretty nice. So it does have a power supply at the front for adding those little things. Now when I first saw that the AC and DC plugs were at the front of the refrigerator, I really didn't like that. Most people that own these refrigerators are going to have them on a slide, maybe in the back of a truck, maybe in the back of an SUV, and the refrigerator is going to just continually going in and out, in and out, in and out. And you don't want these cords bulky, hanging out the front, you know, always in the way, sliding it around. I was like, why would they design it like that? It was kind of weird. But they went the extra step, and they actually put some on the rear. So on this side of the refrigerator, you have another DC plug. So not only can you choose which direction you want the lid to open up from, you can also choose which end you want the power supply to come in at. Because like I was saying, this is so versatile. No matter where you put this in an SUV, camper, whatever, you can have power coming in from either side, and you can open up the lid pretty much any way you want. You can just take the whole thing off. It's pretty much easier that way. Especially getting stuff in and out, reaching your hand in there, especially if it's up on boxer drawers or something like that. So I really, really like that feature. So this refrigerator runs off 110 or 12 volt. So if you're just driving around, cruising, traveling, and you're running off 12 volt, when you finally get to your destination, whether it be a relative's house, hotel, motel, it doesn't really matter. You can actually take this refrigerator out, plug it into 110 to conserve power in your vehicle, or you can run an extension cord out to your vehicle, and you always have the option to run it off 110. Now, if you don't like either of those options, you can buy a battery bank like this one right here. This is about 500 watt hours, and once the refrigerator is cooled off and up to temperature and you plug it into the battery bank, with about 500 watt hours, you can run this for about 32 hours before it'll shut off. So that's just a good number to keep in your head. I wouldn't buy anything less than 500 watt hours if you plan on running a refrigerator for, let's say, a weekend or maybe a little bit longer. This is just a great all-around refrigerator. I cannot wait to put it through its paces. Up top, you have a really nice flat area right here to store more gear. And it's got like a little grip on it, so stuff's not gonna be sliding around when you're driving in your car. And again, we'll get to this front right here. The latch, like I said, just put a thumb in, press, and lift. It is really easy, really light. Again, there's the stainless steel hardware, so you're not gonna be busting anything off, slamming it down. You just drop it and it locks by itself. So we're gonna lift this up. Right away you can see right there, nice bright LED light lighting up the 60 quarts. That's how much this holds, which is the largest refrigerator I think I've owned yet, besides the one that was in my black trailer. Over here in the corner you got a drain. A lot of refrigerators don't have drains. So when you get ready to clean this thing out, you can drain the cleaner solution and the water right out the bottom. Got a nice little removable basket. You don't have to use this, but it's a good option to kind of keep stuff from sliding around. Right here on the inside of the lid, they have a little diagram right here. So if you don't know what temperature to set your refrigerator at, there's a section for food type, and then it has recommended setting temperature. So that's pretty cool. I've never seen that in any other refrigerator that I've purchased or have been sent. Like I said, ICECO, man, they're gonna be number one. If they're not number one already, they're gonna be number one for sure. They've definitely stepped their game up with this refrigerator right here. This is the VL60S Pro model, and I think that lid right there just totally won me over. So if you guys are interested in this refrigerator, in the description below I'll put a link to the website. I'll also put a link to get a certain percentage off this refrigerator, and if you have any comments, concerns, or questions, go ahead and leave a comment in the section below and I'll answer them right away. Now, I want to say the biggest game changer for this refrigerator is definitely how the lid opens and closes. I just think that's the coolest thing. It's genius, and I always like that about the ARB, but this does even more than the ARB does. So I cannot wait to start using this. So again, if you guys have any questions or anything, feel free to ask. I'll answer them. I've owned 4 or 5 refrigerators now, and this one is definitely going to be replacing my ARB refrigerator. I cannot wait to switch them out, start using this. We're actually going to go camping on Saturday, which is in a couple days, so I'll give you guys more information about the refrigerator and things that I like, or maybe I find something I dislike. So stay tuned for another video on this refrigerator.